Now, open houses, as great as they are, I know most of you are probably getting most of your business from your sphere of influence. So let's talk about our sphere of influence for a minute, and let's talk about how to get more out of it. All right. So first and foremost, I want you to write down how many people are in your sphere. Okay. How many people do you have in there right now? Now, I want you to be very clear about this. Okay. What is the definition of sphere of influence? If I taught them how and reminded them, they're likely to do business with me or send me a referral at some point. Okay. That's the definition of sphere of influence. Now, the national average is going to be roughly 250. Okay. That's the national average on how many people agents have in their sphere. So if my number is 250, I want you to multiply that by 10%. And I bet you're doing less than that number in sphere of influence transactions every year. Now, why do I say this? Because I'm going to show you how to get to 20%. So if I have 250 people in my sphere, I should be doing 50 or more transactions per year from my sphere of influence. And I can get you there in just 12 days per year. Okay, just 12 days per year. You ready for this? Okay, this is really straightforward. Okay, first and foremost, I want you to write this down. You're going to do 4 client events per year, no matter what. 4 client events per year, no matter what. Now, these client events, they're going to be, it can be a barbecue in your backyard. It doesn't have to be fancy, right? Don't spend a bunch of money on this. It can be very affordable. Heck, you could do a barbecue in your backyard and have your lender bring the freaking hot dogs. Write this. Watch this. Patrick, would you bring the hot dogs? Would you be willing, if for our Texas folks on the call here today, would you be willing to bring hot dogs to their client event? Look at that. He's like, all day long. Absolutely, he would, right? And we got lots of lenders all over the country that we can refer you to that would be happy to do that. Okay. But it doesn't have to be expensive. Okay. So 4 days per year, you're going to hold your client events. Another great client event is Photos with Santa, very popular one, right? We get a lot of people coming out to that. It's also very affordable to do. If you're going to do Photos with Santa, I always recommend first Saturday of December, 10 a.m. Okay. First Saturday of December, 10 a.m. I don't know why, it just works. Okay. All right, hold on. So that being said, I want you to do that. Those client events are going to be 4 days per year. By the way, another client event that's really, really, really popular that you're going to really like, it's the one we get the most people out to every year. And we get anywhere from 2,000 to 4,500 people out to this particular event on a regular basis. It's Easter egg hunts, believe it or not. Very, very popular. You make it a community event, so it's not just an event for you and for your people. With these client events, here's how we're going to monetize these client events. Okay, so 3 weeks before your client event, I want you to call every single person in your sphere of influence. Now, very, very important. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to start talking about your client event. Okay, I just want you to call them up, and I want you to write this down. BROT. What does BROT stand for? That stands for Building Relationships on Trust. Okay, write that down. Build relationships on trust. Now, here's what that looks like. Okay. I'm not saying you need to do these exact events. I think it's NYMA. I'm just saying these are examples of some events you can do. There's lots and lots of different types of events. In fact, if you go to clubwealth.com/blog, clubwealth.com/blog, there's a list of all kinds of different client events that you can do in that blog. If you look for the client appreciation event marketing blog post, go in there and there's a whole list of just a ton of different things you can do. Okay. That being said, when you make these calls, I want you to call them up and build a relationship on trust. And you're going to do that using the Ford technique. Now, what does Ford stand for? I'm not talking about found on road debt or fix or repair daily. Okay. I'm not talking about that Ford. I'm talking about, write this down, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Now, this is what this means. I'm going to call them up and I'm going to ask them open-ended questions about their family, their occupation, recreation, dreams. I'm not even going to tell them about my event. Guys, if you're doing the marketing right, you've already sent them an email, you've sent them a text message or two, you've posted it all over social media, you've probably sent them snail mail, you've told them about your event in a million different ways, everything except for calling them, right? So when you call, they're probably going to ask you about the event anyway, right? But I don't ever want you to bring up real estate on that call. The call needs to be all about them, okay? Again, we're trying to build that relationship on trust. Some of you have heard, that people say, people need to know, like, and trust you to do business with you. You know what? That's kind of true. They actually don't need to like you. What? Yeah, people don't actually have to like you to do business with you. I can tell you this. I have clients, most of my clients like me, but I have clients that don't like me, but they still pay me thousands of dollars a month to teach them how to make money selling real estate and to teach them how, how to build wealth investing in real estate, right? And by the way, put simply, like think about this, when you're on a listing appointment, and guys, I've been on over 10,000 listing appointments, literally probably more than anybody in the world. And I can tell you this, it's something I learned on those 10,000 listing appointments with mom and pop sitting across from me. There's only three things they care about. And you and I, we're not one of those three things. What are the three things they care about? Write these down. This is important. Okay. Who's going to get me the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of headache to me? I'll give it to you again. Who's going to give me the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of headache to me? That's all they care about. Everything else is noise to them. They don't care about anything else, right? It doesn't matter if they like you. In fact, if you want to list more homes, you want to know one of the first things you should do? Stop trying to get them to like you. Instead, work on getting them to trust you. And that's a very different place to come from. When you go on that listing appointment, your goal is not to get them to like you. Your goal is to get them to trust you. And when they do, they will list that house with you. Okay. Very simple. All right. Now, watch this. I want to get them doing 90% of the talking. And the last thing I'm going to do is bring up real estate. In fact, one of the worst things I can do, imagine this. Imagine you have a great conversation with somebody, and then at the very end, you say something stupid like, oh, by the way, if you were thinking of buying or selling a home or had a friend or family member who was, do you have a realtor you'd refer them to? I don't care how great your cheesy Irish accent is. That is the most self-serving script on planet Earth. Stop using that script, okay? Because what have you just told them? What you just told them is, hey, the real reason I called is not because I care about you. It's because I care about me, right? Stop it, guys. We need to, watch this. People don't care what you know until they know that you care, right? And that is true, by the way. And so get this. When they know that you care, the way they're going to know that you care is that you actually have to care. And when you actually care, it will show because you'll make it all about them. Guys, I promise they will ask you about Ulysses like that one. That's funny. They will ask you about real estate eventually. Okay. And when they do, you can verbally vomit real estate all over them. But please, for the love of all that's good in this world, do not ask them about real estate or do not talk to them about real estate until and unless they bring it up. Okay. I cannot stress this enough, guys. It is so, so, so important. All right. Any questions on that? Anybody? All right, this is good stuff, guys. This is such a big deal. Now, that said, those calls are going to be 4 days per year, right? So I've got 4 days for the event. I've got 4 days for the calls. And then what's the other 4 days? Because I told you I could make, I could take this to 20% for you in 12 days a year. The week after the event, you're going to call back through your sphere of influence, the entire list. And this time, the people that showed up, all you say is, it was really great to see you at the event. I'm sorry we didn't get to spend more time together. Well, let's make sure we get more time to spend together at the next one. Won't that be great? Right? So that's what you tell people that showed up. The people that did not show up, do not try and create FOMO. Do not try and make them feel guilty for not coming. Don't even bring the event up. All you need to say is, write this down. I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you. I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you. I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you. Write that down. That's all you've got to say. And guess what will happen? They will appreciate it. Guys, I promise you, if you've ever had somebody call you up before just to say they were thinking about you, it meant something to you. And you probably remember who it was, and you probably remember how it made you feel. And remember, guys, people remember how we made them feel more than they remember what we taught them. Guys, you got this. You can do this, okay? We just got to actually care about people and love on people and put their needs ahead of our own. Remember, if you help enough people get what you want, what they want, you'll eventually get what you want, right? Very easy to do.
Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, promise you that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.